On the night of March 31st, 2023, hundreds of people in McNairy County's lives were changed forever. 2 tornadoes on the same path, causing damage, destroying more than 100 homes and claiming the lives of 9 people.
I have no idea why I was saved that day, but the Lord has a plan is all I know.
I really hate to say that again, but Bethel Springs, this severe thunderstorm warning is headed your way.
Patricia Davidson and her husband were enjoying an evening in their home when the storms began. They tried their best to take cover in the bathroom. However, the shelter wasn't enough for the winds.
The 142-mile-an-hour winds put me to my knee, picked me up, and sat me back down. I get emotional still talking about it.
Emotions are still very raw for Mrs. Davidson. She's dealing with the loss of a home and the loss of one of her longtime neighbors that died in the tornado that night.
When I go by her house, it hits all over again. When all you see is the brick around the front porch because everything else was gone. But then you stop and you think, God saved me for a reason. So you just pick up the pieces and you keep going.
McNairy County Mayor Larry Smith also faced high emotions that night. He was on the ground with search and rescue after the first tornado touched down and had to rush out of danger to save himself.
So we were trying to get trees out of the road, people out of houses and so on like that. Well, we were working through that, and I'm still on the volunteer fire department, have been since 1987, and they set the page off for another storm coming through following the same path. So we went to the courthouse and sheltered and then went back out again, and lo and behold, the second storm was much stronger than the first one.
But the worst of the storm right now, currently moving through Bethel Springs, like I said, it would be.
If you got 100 homes destroyed, now some of them have built back, some of them had insurance, some of them did not, and some of them didn't have enough coverage, that did have insurance. So in my opinion, that's why we put the long-term recovery group in place, because of the impact that McNairy County experienced, and because we know this is not going to be a 1-year, 2-year, and probably not a 3-year cycle to get everything back up and like it needs to be.
The tornado completely destroyed the Davidsons' house. While they thought they could rely on their insurance, it was not enough to cover their damages. It took more than 6 months, but the Davidsons eventually received help from a nonprofit Christian organization that rebuilds homes with no labor costs.
It took us 6 years to build it and took it 10 seconds to go away. They have started our house on January the 30th, and I'm supposed to be able to move in by or before April the 15th.
Mayor Smith has made sure tornado victims are getting help. Kim Banash is the director of Archives, a volunteer position that keeps tabs on all the displaced families around McNairy County.
Boy, I think this is going to be a long-term process. There's no way that we can ever put it back the way it was. We can continue to work. I know I'll be working on this for at least another couple of years myself.
At least 5 other families have been lucky like the Davidsons. They have all started the rebuilding process thanks to the help of Good Samaritans.
So the northern thing is more, what can I get from you? What can I get from you? And I knew the generosity of people down here, but I never expected it to be what it's been.
We've got a long way to go, but we're not going to give up till we get there.